Okay, so now let's have a look at multiplication by a scalar or constant, so like a constant number. So when a matrix is multiplied by a scalar, a single number, every element, whoops, wrong color pen, blue, every element of the matrix is being multiplied by that particular number. So let's look at example 3. So I have two matrices A and B. So A is a 2 by 2, 2 rows by 2 columns. B is also a 2 by 2, 2 rows by 2 columns. We're trying to find the matrix X if for part A, X is equal to 2 outside of B minus A. So let's substitute our matrices in first. So B is -5, -3, 3, 4. We're taking away A, which is 3, 5, 4, 7. Close square bracket for the matrix, close round bracket. As per normal BOMDAS, we would do the back brackets first, and then we do the other multiplying afterwards. So let's subtract that matrix first. So -5 minus 3 gives me a -8. Row 1, column 2, -3 minus 5 gives you another -8. Row 2, column 1, 3 take 4 is a -1. And lastly, row 2, column 2, 4 take away 7 gives me -3. So then I have a 2 in front, a constant in front, so I'm just going to multiply every single element by that 2. So 2 times -8 gives me -16. 2 times -8 gives me -16. 2 times -1 gives me -2. And 2 times 3 gives me a -6. And I would leave it as that because I'm done. Part B, it says, work out what the matrix X is if A plus X equals 0. So O there means a zero matrix, right? So it's like algebra, right? If we want to find X, we need to do the opposite of adding the matrix A, which is taking away A. So X is equal to 0, or the zero matrix take away A. Now think about what is the zero matrix. So right now, A is a 2 by 2 matrix, and we can only add and subtract matrices of the same size. So the zero matrix must also be a 2 by 2 matrix. So it's a 2 by 2 matrix with everything inside being zeros. I'm taking away the A matrix, which is 3, 5, 4, 7. So X is equal to, subtract element-wise, 0 take 3 is -3, 0 take 5 is -5, 0 take 4 is -4, 0 take 7 is -7, and you're done. Let's do C. X is equal to B plus 2A minus 3I. Let's substitute. So B is -5 minus 3, 3, 4. Plus 2 lots of A, which is 3, 4, 5, 7, minus 3 lots of I. Now, I is the identity matrix. Now, again, what dimension would that be? Well, if B is a 2 by 2, A is a 2 by 2, then I need to add and subtract the same dimension as well. So that means your identity matrix is also a 2 by 2 matrix for the subtraction to work. So 2 rows, 2 columns, your leading diagonal is 1s and zeros everywhere else. So it's 1, 0, 0, 1. So let's do this step by step. I'm going to multiply through the coefficients first, like you would normally do in BOMDAS before you add and subtract. So keep that B there. We're not adding and subtracting yet, but I'm going to multiply the coefficient inside. So 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 5 is 10, 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 7 is 14. I'm not going to multiply the subtraction in negative. I mean, you could consider this -3, but I'm going to treat that as a subtraction sign. So I'm just going to multiply the 3 inside with all the elements there. So it's 3, 0, 0, 3. So if I add the first two matrices, -5 plus 6 is a 1. -3 plus 10 is a 7. 3 plus 8 is 11. 4 plus 14 is 18. Then I'm going to subtract 3, 0, 0, 3. So 1 take 3 is -2, 7 take 0 is 7, 11 take 0 is 11, and 18 take 3 is 15, and we're done. In another video, I'll show you how to type all this into your graphics calculator and how to multiply or how to subtract and add matrices in your graphics calculator as well. But for now, let's turn over to example 4. Example 4 says, given A, B, and C, determine the values of x and y if that statement holds. Okay, so have a quick check what are the dimensions of your A, B's, and C's. So here we have 2 rows by 1 column, 2 by 1, 2 by 1. So they all have the same dimension. Okay, so our starting statement is x times A plus 2B equals C. So let's substitute. So A is 3, -5, B is -5, 4, and C is 2 and y. I'm going to multiply the coefficients in first. So 3x minus 5x plus -10 and 8 equals 2 and y. Now, on the left, we can simplify that as well because we can add matrices together because they're both 2 by 1, 2 by 1 matrices. So let's add them together. So that becomes 3x take 10 and minus 5x plus 8. So remember back at the start when we said 2 matrices are equal if they have the same size. So they're both here 2 by 1, 2 by 1. And if they're the same, then the elements themselves are equal to each other. So therefore, we can say that 3x take 10 equals 2. And that's our first equation. And we have minus x plus 8 equals y. That's our second equation. So let's work out what x is from equation 1. So 3x equals 2 plus 10, which is 12. X is then 12 over 3, so x is 4. So let's sub x is 4 into 2. So minus 5 times 4 plus 8 equals y. So -20 plus 8 gives you -12. So therefore, x is 4 and y is -12.